Hey guys, new topic for Ryan on Gaming. I like this one a lot. This one comes from the gamer unrated. When will Call of Duty die? Very simple question. When will Call of Duty die? Now there's two answers for this, because I always like to be very, very thorough in these videos. The first answer and the definitive answer is never, and the second answer is when the game stops, selling like millions and millions of copies and the market decides they don't want it anymore. So it's never going to die because Call of Duty has become such a big IP at this point. It's become such a household big name that realistically it'll never die. This IP is going to, even if Activision doesn't hold onto it forever, 10, 20 years down the line, someone's going to pick up this IP, some developer, some publisher, somebody's going to pick it up, some company's going to buy it. In some way, shape, or form, Call of Duty will more than likely never die, no matter what platform it goes on, something like that. It's just too big of a name. It'll probably never, ever die. It'll probably outlive your lifetime, honestly. You can look at something as recent as Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 just came out. I don't even know when this video is going to come out, but and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 came out how many years ago? You know what I'm saying? And that game is nowhere near as big as Call of Duty is today, basically. So when you look at that sort of situation and tons of other games that have come back from the dead, and how publishers will always revisit old games and remaster games or port them over, they'll always do something with it. Tetris has been around forever. Like, nothing's ever going to truly die in that regard. So the most definitive answer is it'll never die. But the second answer, which is, when the market says they don't want, Call of Duty anymore, that's kind of the more traditional answer, what you're probably getting at, which is like, when will it stop selling millions of copies every year? When will it stop having yearly releases and be so big amongst the gaming community and so many, mass market consumers, casual gamers stop playing that game and stuff like that? When will that happen? And that'll happen, again, like I said, when they decide they don't want it anymore. When the game stops selling millions of copies and stuff like that, and it really just keeps going on the decline and stuff. At some point, Activision will decide, okay, let's give it a rest. You can look at another Activision IP like Guitar Hero or something. They kind of really rammed Guitar Hero down everybody's throats, and then eventually the game just was not selling that much anymore, and they decided, okay, we'll give it a break. Of course, they revisited it because, like I said, things will probably never die, but they did, give it some time. So, and it's easy to look at that. I mean, this is something you can look at with any game that you're thinking of, any sort of IP or industry or whatever whatever. When it starts to slow down, when people don't want it, when people don't buy it, when the company probably starts losing money on it or something like that, that's when they will finally say, we'll probably stop doing this. With Call of Duty, I mean, the game still sells, like, 10 million copies still easily in the first, how many months on the market and stuff like that. It still breaks NPD number, like top 50 or something like that, doesn't it? I mean, even though the series, I believe, has been on a decline the past 2 releases or something like that. I don't have any specific numbers, by the way. I'm just going right off the top of my head. Even if it has been on the decline, even if it is slowing down a little bit, the fact that it is still breaking, the fact that it's still doing numbers like that will tell you that the game is still absolutely making money for Activision. So it's probably not going to stop anytime soon. Who knows? I mean, they've been very open about the fact that, hey, we've got 3 developers now cycling, development cycle times and things like that to release these games yearly. And that's what they're doing. They will be yearly releases this from going forward. So it'll probably be a while. It probably will be a while before we get like an actual true resting period away from Call of Duty. My guess is as good as yours, basically, in terms of when that'll probably happen. 5, 6, 7 years, I don't know. I know for sure that the game is still doing too damn well to have any sort of foreseeable rest. So, but that is the two-toned answer that you're looking for. So that's about it for your topic. Thank you for submitting that, The Gamer Unrated. I really appreciate that. What's your picture, actually? What is that? Oh, it's some sort of design or something. I was about to say, the little, like, in my peripheral vision, it looked like Spiral or something. I don't know, maybe because of the purplish pink sort of. I don't know. But thank you for the topic, and as always, if you have a topic for Ryan on Gaming, I encourage you to submit it, because I will screen cap it and then put it in a folder, a Ryan on Gaming folder, and eventually I will get to it at some point. I know some of these are like months old. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these topics were like over a year old at this point, but I just stuff all your topics in a folder, and then I just start recording, click on one, and, well, I'll click on one first, then I'll start recording. That is the order of operations.